Hey y'all, and welcome. I'm Tiffany. This is our small town life, and today I'm filming a Q&A for you. A while back I asked if anybody had any questions, and you did. I like to do these every once in a while because I think it's a good way for those that are new to get to know us a little bit better, and those that have been around here for a while to get to know us a little bit better. These are questions that you've asked, and so I'm going to take some time to answer those for you. I sat down, I guess it was last week, to film this out here, and the cicadas, they were so loud. They are still so loud right now. So I stopped then, and then today I was like, I can either go sit out there in the noise of the cicadas, or I can shut myself up in a room in the house or ask the kids to be quiet. And they were playing and having a good time, so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna come sit outside. We're just gonna get the natural noises. This is what it sounds like around here right now. I also just let some of the geese out, so they may come and join us. I'm gonna go ahead and get right into these questions. There's a variety of questions, from tattoos to favorite YouTubers, talking about where we live, some homesteading questions, farmstand questions. We're gonna get into these today. I'm not going to put them in any particular order. I'm just going to answer them in the order that I have written them down. So, where did I get my big stainless steel bowls that I use when I'm canning? Those were my mama's, and she used those canning for, as long as I can remember, and then I got them from her. A lot of people are a little surprised when they see me using them on the stovetop. When I use them to cook things in before I put it into jars, but it's what Mama always did. It's how I do it. I think you can find some on Amazon. I'll do my best to link some down in the description box, but I also saw them at a Mennonite store here not too long ago. I shared that in a video. They had some even bigger than what I have. They had several different sizes. That was at Dutch Oven Bakery here in Coleman, or close to. But if you have a Mennonite store close to you, it would probably be a good place to check. And then again, I'll try to find some on Amazon and link those as well. Love them. They work so well. Why don't you plant fruit trees, grapes, strawberries? These are some questions that we've gotten, asking about specific things. So, fruit trees, we actually do have some fruit trees. They are over on, if you're not familiar with where we live right next door to my mom and stepdad. And then there's a little piece of land on the other side of where they live. And we do actually have fruit trees planted over there. It is so hard to grow fruit trees, or to have fruit trees produce fruit here in the South. A lot of times it will get warm and the trees get excited and they have blossoms on them, and then we'll get a late frost and it'll knock all those blossoms off. We do have a little bit of fruit this year, but we do have fruit trees. They're just over there, and I don't know, I don't show them a whole lot, do I? Grapes, I do want to get muscadines here. Right now, Papaw has at his house beautiful muscadine vines, and we always get muscadines there, but I want to, from that vine, get some started to have here as well. And then strawberries. We have strawberries here. They're over by the fruit trees. A couple of years ago for Mother's Day, we took some very large pallets and made a strawberry bed over there for Mama for Mother's Day. And it is, matter of fact, we need to thin it out. And I think I'm going to do the same thing with a pallet over here and make myself my own strawberry bed over here as well. But we do have strawberries. Again, it's just over there by the fruit trees, and I guess I don't walk over there very often. How long have you had tattoos? What made you decide to get tattoos? How many tattoos? What are they? I have gotten this question a lot here recently, and I think it's because, over the last year, having the tattoos on my arm and you can see them has kind of sparked some of those questions. But I've actually had tattoos for about 14 or 15 years. I have 5 tattoos. Got 5 kids and I've got 5 tattoos. And I don't say that my tattoos are for my children, but they remind me of special, just special reminders of different things with my children. And I won't get into them, I guess, too deeply in today's video to not take up too much time, but each of them has a special meaning to me. I have Audrey's name on my foot with a flower and a butterfly. I have Easton's name with the Bible verse, James 1:17, on the side of my leg. And I would encourage you, look up these Bible verses and read them. I have Hudson's name on my shoulder with an arrow, and then it says like arrows in the hands of a warrior. And that's in reference to Psalms 127. And then I have Wyatt's name right here in a sunshine. I've called him Sunshine since he was born. And so in one of the rays of the sunshine, it has his name. And then I have Fletcher's name with Psalm 139. I love the Psalms. Psalms 139 is a great one. Again, I would encourage you to go and read all of those verses. I have had, and I'm not going to get into my convictions on tattoos or anything like that in today's video, but I've gotten some pretty ugly and heartbreaking comments about my tattoos since people have, I've had some that people could see. And again, I don't want to get, in today's Q&A, I don't want to get too in-depth in my convictions on tattoos, but the comments that I've received have been, some of the comments that I've received have been pretty heartbreaking and discouraging. Not in the sense that it makes me wish I didn't have tattoos or anything like that. I stand strong in my conviction and my belief, but just the way that people are willing to talk to people and the hateful things that people are willing to say. And not just about tattoos. I've gotten lately some of the comments have been pretty rough. 99% of the comments we receive are wonderful. And the people who watch our channel, and y'all that are watching this video, y'all are so wonderful and supportive and kind and loving. There's that small little sliver. Hello. That will jump on and say hateful things, and it's just heartbreaking. Hi. I have visitors. But anyway, that's what my tattoos are. Y'all just gonna sit and hang out, or you gonna be loud? Huh? What is it? What is it? What is it? What do you hear? What is it? Is it a squirrel? Geese hear every little sound. We can't have dogs. Justin's allergic to dogs. And so we have geese, one, because they're just really fun and we love them, but to protect the chickens, because if there's a little bit of movement out here, anything, even in the middle of the night, they let you know. Let me go get them some treats. All right, we'll see how long they stay over there occupied. Favorite homesteading YouTubers and favorite Alabama YouTubers. And I love that you were specific. Sometimes people just say favorite YouTubers, and there's just so many. And so this helps me narrow it down. So favorite homesteading YouTubers. I really enjoy watching Jess from Roots and Refuge. She does a lot of farm and a lot of gardening content. I really enjoy watching the Holler Homestead. They seem to be a very sweet family and it's really fun to watch. And any of these I mentioned, I'll link down in the description box, or I'll tag them so that you can go visit their channel and check them out. Hoss Tools, their channel, lots of great gardening information. I mean, just incredible gardening information. And way up high on my favorite homesteading YouTuber list is True Grit Appalachian Ways, Megan and Andy. I have been following along with them for quite a while. I've been blessed by the friendship that I've been able to grow with Megan, and I just love watching their videos. I learned so much from them. Just a sweet family, and they're going to be at the Great Fall Garden Festival in Jemison at that YouTuber meet and greet. I can't wait to be able to meet them in person. And some of my favorite homesteaders or related channels are here in Alabama. Cog Hill Farm and Miss Cog Hill. And some of these are going to be at an upcoming YouTuber meet and greet. I'll try to pop up the flyer for that here on the screen so you can see who's going to be there and when it is. It's in Jemison, Alabama on September 20th. Our Small Town Life's going to be there. We'd love for you to come so that we can meet you and say hello. Cog Hill Farm's going to be there. Just Dig It Farms. Many of them. There's so many great YouTubers that are going to be there. So I will, and a lot of them are definitely favorites of mine. So I will put them on the screen, and if you can, make plans to come to that YouTuber meet and greet. That would be really fun. Sneed's Farmhouse, she's right here very close to us. Aunt Judy, we've been able to go visit her farm a few times. Just have really enjoyed her friendship. And then kind of continuing with some other Alabama YouTubers, my brother Dawson, he has a YouTube channel. It's fishing content. So if you or somebody would be interested in fishing content, my kids love watching his videos. I enjoy watching his videos. Justin watches his videos. His editing skills just keep getting better and better, and it's just fun videos to watch. I'll have him linked down in the description box. Go tell him that I sent you over to check out his channel. I know he would appreciate it. Mama Cat's Home. She's a little further south than me. She's here in Alabama. Fat Man and Big Mama. That's another favorite channel that's here in Alabama. So there's some ideas for you, and those that I can, I will link down in the description box. I was editing this video and had to jump back in real quick because I realized that there was a couple of channels that I didn't mention, and I can't talk about my favorite YouTube channels without mentioning these, especially gardening related, homesteading related, those kinds of things. And I knew, like, sitting out there thinking about it and naming some of them, like, I know that I'm going to forget somebody. I know I'm not going to mention somebody, and it's going to be somebody that I really wanted to say. So I may still have forgotten somebody. But as I was sitting there editing, I was like, Tiffany, you did not mention Celebrating Appalachia, Tipper and Matt over at Celebrating Appalachia, and Corey and Katie, the Presley girls, which they are the daughters of Tipper and Matt over at Celebrating Appalachia. So much great, just good recipes and simple living and gardening, Appalachian ways, just such peaceful videos to go and sit and hang out with them. Like, I feel like if I could meet them in person, we would just be the best of friends and connect over so many things. We already connect over a lot of things, but that is somebody else that I would just love to be able to sit down and meet with in person and be able to hang out with. But learn so much from them. Just such peaceful videos to be able to enjoy just sitting there with them for a while and hanging out with them. So had to hop back on and mention Tipper and Matt over at Celebrating Appalachia and Corey and Katie with the Presley girls. Did you grow up where you currently reside? How did you end up there? How did you find the land? I did not grow up right here. Now, we do live next door to my mom and stepdad, but this is not where I grew up. My parents, they divorced when I was in my 20s. And Justin and I we were living in an apartment after we had moved back from Auburn, and we were looking to buy our first house, trying to get all of that ironed out. And Mom and Dad had been divorced for a little while, and Mom had started dating David, and we knew that. And we were looking to buy our first house. And we purchased this house that's right next door to where we are now, and did not know that David was our neighbor until after we bought the house. And so then Mom and David got married, and they ended up being our neighbors. Where we're at right now was actually completely overgrown land between the two houses. And we ended up selling that house. If you've been around here since we started YouTube, we had talked about moving further south, closer to Justin's work. And so we had sold that house. We did change our mind. So we moved into a rental house here pretty close. And Mom and David had bought this land, and then there was a little bit more on the other side of their house. And when we decided that we were staying here, we were able to get this piece of land from them and put our double wide here. And so now we're neighbors with Mom and David again. And it's one of the best things. I love being right next door. It's so special for my kids to be right next door to them as well. Speaking of the kids, do all of your children enjoy farm life? They do. They do. And it's neat to see the different things that they gravitate toward. Some of them really enjoy helping with the chickens. Some of them really enjoy being in the garden. Some of them really enjoy working on things and fixing things. And so to see their different strengths and the things they gravitate toward is really neat. But yeah, I mean, they have days where they don't want to go do farm chores. They don't want to go and do the outside things or the extra work. Don't we all? But for the most part, they love it. We all do. Do your children have specific household and farm chores? Do you use a chore chart? So my children do have chores. They have always had chores. I think that it's important in growing their character and teaching them responsibility. So even my 2-year-old has chores. Now, do his chores look different than my 13 and 15-year-old? Yeah. But they all have jobs. They all know that they're needed and that it's important to have everybody pitching in. And again, teaches them character on those days when they don't want to get out and do it. That's building character. Learning to take care of animals, take care of something that needs you, that's building character. Building responsibility, knowing that these animals can't take care of themselves. They need us to help take care of them, and you have to do it. The garden has things that need to be done, and if it's not done, then it gets overgrown. Most of their, especially outside chores, are helping with animals. But like I said, I got kids that really enjoy being in the garden with me. They have household chores. They do dishes. Some of them are at an age where they do all of their own laundry, and then some of them are doing bits and pieces of laundry. They all have certain areas that they help clean up. They're responsible for helping clean up after dinner. And those are all chores that are their responsibilities. And then if they want to do something to maybe work towards something that they're really wanting or earn some extra money, then there's extra things that they can do for that. And we had a chore chart for a long time that stayed on the refrigerator. It was a big, huge magnet. We could put everybody's name on it. I can link it down in the description box. We used it for years. I'm talking probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. And it was dry erase. They could mark it, and then at the end of the week, go back and erase it and start over. And then the older kids got to a place where they just knew what their jobs were and didn't really mark the chore chart anymore. And it was starting to get a little battered from all the years of use, so we ended up getting rid of it. I have a new digital calendar now that has been wonderful for so many things, keeping up with all of our schedules. It has where you can meal plan on it. It has chore chart on there. And that, I guess, being digital has piqued the older kids' interest again, as far as like marking things off. But honestly, they're at a place where they just know their jobs. My younger two, the 2 little boys, I think they could really benefit from a chart that they marked off. So maybe we'll look into that with them, or, just let them use the digital calendar chore chart. That's kind of where we are right now. But the one that was on the refrigerator, we used for a long time. So maybe that answers your questions. Loved the magnetic chore chart, and I'll link it. We're using that digital calendar now, and I can link it as well. And it has a chore chart built into it. All of my children, from the youngest to the oldest, have chores and responsibilities, and I think it's very important. What is selling best at the farm stand? We have so loved having our farm stand this year. That's been a dream for many years of mine, and Audrey got on board with it, and she really wanted to help, and it's been so wonderful to have that happening this year. The bread, the sourdough bread, has sold wonderfully. As far as produce, peppers and cucumbers have done really well. Tomatoes, which this hasn't been a great tomato year for us, but tomatoes have sold well. Hoping, we did a late planting of watermelon and they are doing really good. So I'm hoping to be able to put watermelon out there in the next few weeks. And I think watermelon and cantaloupe, and I think that that will probably do well. But the sourdough, the elderberry syrup, a lot of the baked goods, and then, you know, peppers and cucumbers and tomatoes have probably been the best things that we've sold as far as produce, or the things that people have had the most interest in. Oh, and the eggs. Our eggs usually always sell out when we put them down at the farm stand. What are the days and hours of the farm stand? So we've been opening it on Friday afternoons, like 3 to 6, just for people who might want to stop by as they get ready for their weekend. And then all day on Saturday, 10-ish to 6-ish. And it's just pretty much open all day Saturday for people to stop by. With some of the things that we have going on right now, as far as commitments that we have, I think we may swap to just Saturdays for a little while, and then we'll be able to add Fridays back in. But that's the hours and what has worked pretty well for us. How many children do we have and what are their ages? So we have 5 children. We have Fletcher, Wyatt, Huddy, Hudson is his name, we call him Huddy, Easton, and Audrey. And they range in age from 15, almost 16, to 2. So there's kind of all ages in there. 2, 4, 10, 13, 15, almost 16. So that's who our kiddos are. I know you said your mom lives next door. Are there other family members or close friends around as well? So when, like, talking about this road, or like right here in this area, it's us and Mom. Papaw is here now. I'm going to update you on that in just a second. But everybody around here pretty much knows each other. The people who purchased our first home, she is living next door to her dad, who's on the other side of her. And then Justin's stepsister lives across the road. Everybody around here pretty much knows everybody. There's another family that has several of their kids living right here. And then we have other family that's pretty close as well. Justin's mom is maybe 5 minutes away. His brother's not very far away. His dad's not very far away. My dad, he's a little bit further, maybe 15, 20 minutes, but he's not too far. My sister did move a little ways away. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour, I guess, to get to where she is now, but still close enough that we can go and drive out there and visit, or she can come here. But there's a lot of family that lives right here close. And then even those that aren't family that are right here on our road are like family and friends, and everybody knows everybody. I mean, I suppose there's a few people that I don't know, but I've been meeting even more of our neighbors lately with the farm stand, and it's kind of a everybody knows everybody kind of thing, at least somewhat. How is Papaw doing? So let's do a little Papaw update. I shared in a video not too long ago about how Papaw had been in the hospital. When I was filming that video, he was in the hospital. He is out of the hospital. He has had to go a few times over the last few months. He has some health issues that, sometimes it's just hard to manage, and he's getting older. He's in his 90s, and with just kind of where his health was and some of the extra help that he was needing, decided that it was probably time to have him here. Mom and Papaw made that decision together, and it took a little convincing. He at first wasn't up for it. It took a while to kind of help him understand the need, and so He's still a little hesitant, but he had gotten to a place where he recognized that it was necessary. And we have loved, he's not been over here long, but we have loved having him close. And I know that it will be a big help. Well, it's a help because if he needs somebody to check on him or just needs something, I can run right over there. Mama can come. She was going to his house multiple times a day, plus working a full-time job and getting him to his appointments and making sure he had his meals and all those things. So I know that it's going to be so much easier on her to have him right here, just right outside her back door. And I think he'll enjoy it. It's going to take some adjusting and getting used to, but being able to watch the chickens or be in our garden, watch the kids play. So it's going to be a good thing. And he still has his house. He can still go back and forth. But he purchased a camper that is just, I mean, ideal for him. The layout of it, the way the living area has just big open space, and then the way the bedroom and everything's set up, it's going to be really good for him, I believe. And so his camper is over here, and he is living here, but like I said, he still has his house, and he'll do some going back and forth. But it's really nice having him this close, and it was necessary as well. So we're excited about it. It's going to be an adjustment, and like I said, he was hesitant for a long time, but it was the necessary thing to do, and I think it's going to end up being something that's good for everybody. And then a few fun questions, a couple fun questions, just because. Miss Alma, I'm sure y'all see the name Miss Alma, the username, because she comments on every video, watches every video and comments. Wonderful supporter. Every time I do a Q&A, she always has some of the most fun questions. So I picked a couple of them to answer with you. Would you rather be 12 inches tall or 12 feet tall? And y'all, I probably overthink this. I probably overthink these questions. Like, okay, well, if I'm 12 inches tall, I won't draw as much attention to me, but then it might be hard to get people's attention. If I'm 12 feet tall, everybody's going to be looking at you. I don't know. What would y'all rather be? 12 inches tall or 12 feet tall? I thought I knew my answer, but now here I'm sitting going, I don't know. I guess I'm going to pick 12 feet tall. What would y'all pick? What would y'all pick and why? If you were a Barbie, which would you be? Is there a homesteading Barbie? Because if not, we need to make one. She needs to have a garden, and she needs to have her little produce basket, maybe a raised bed. She needs to have some chickens with a chicken coop and some eggs, some geese, a little beehive. Is there a homesteading Barbie? If not, we need to make one. It can be the Tiffany Barbie. Yeah, we'll say if there's not a homesteading Barbie, we need to make one. Oh, she could even have a little farm stand. She could have a little farm stand that she could put her little vegetables. She could have little baskets with vegetables in them, and she could put them on her farm stand. Are you seeing the possibilities? There's so many little accessories that you could get to go with a greenhouse. You could have her a little greenhouse. I'm seeing some possibilities. If there's not a homesteading Barbie with all her little accessories, there needs to be. Hit me up, Mattel. I'll help you design it. Alright, y'all. That's going to be it for this one. I sure hope y'all could hear me. The cicadas. They're so loud. But this was just the best place to sit down and talk to you. And honestly, even though they're making their noise, there's something about it that is just peaceful to me. It's like the sounds of summertime. I don't know. Hearing the roosters crow every once in a while. It sounds like summertime. And there's something peaceful about that to me, even when they get a little loud. That's going to be all for this one. If you are new, I'd love for you to go check out some of our other videos, see what we're about, see what we've got going on. I would love to have you stick around and be part of our YouTube family. If you're already one of us, you know what I'm going to say, and let me tell you, I mean it with all of my heart. I love you. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all. The geese have finished their treats. They're coming back to visit. Oh, y'all, in a video recently, somebody said, "Are you sitting on a bucket?" I was talking about some stuff with the chickens, and I was sitting on a bucket, and they were like, "A bucket as a seat? You must not be from these parts, because I have used buckets as seats, I mean, my whole life, outside. They're pretty good. They work pretty good." But I got cracked up at that, because I was like, what are they, like, yeah? Does everybody not use buckets as seats outside?